So first of all, let me introduce to you and share with you some information and some insights into a great model of sleep education in Tasmania, Australia, based on the work of Ms. Cecilia Nagy, who works in the Population Health Department, Project Manager, for increasing the health messages in the education departments in Tasmania. Cecilia has a strong and long-standing interest in sleep education, as do I, and our conversation started several years ago. As a result of that, Cecilia has worked tirelessly to include sleep education in the conversation about a whole-of-school approach to sleep education. This model is based on health-promoting schools, and as you can see the link on the website here, the Health Promoting School website is a much broader picture of health and sleep in health as a broader conversation in schools in Tasmania. The health promoting schools include narratives about diet, physical activity and sedentary behaviour, drinking more water, and for the first and very exciting time, awareness of sleep health is up there with all the other health messages. So Cecilia and the Department of Population Health have worked tirelessly to work with the schools. They have done extensive consultation with teachers and policy departments to be able to help students and teachers to talk about sleep education as part of a curriculum area and as part of a health message. What distinguishes this program from other programs in sleep education is the enormous consultation over several years that has gone into working with the schools and education departments to create guidelines. It's seen as a charter, if you like, on how to incorporate health messages such as sleep into all areas of the school community. This is including, and most importantly, discussions about sleep maximisation in the school narratives, that is, teachers to students about their sleep, students to students about their sleep, and students to teachers about their sleep. If that narrative has begun at the policy level, at the school direction level, at the parent level, then the sleep health awareness messages are going to be able to be sought after and understood much better than if it was merely at an individual level. So as noted, the whole of schools approach is based in a theory called theory of planned behaviour. Theory of planned behaviour, which is often used as a theoretical basis for behaviour change in areas such as diet and physical activity, that those around a young person, such as parents, peers, teachers, sports leaders, coaches, these people are very important in encouraging good healthy behaviour and maintaining them. This whole of school approach to sleep health taps into the area of behaviour change and maintenance of good sleep health behaviours. A young person is not going to change their sleep behaviour if the people around them don't find that important. This is why the Tasmanian approach of a whole of school approach, thinking outside the individual classroom, is really important in increasing sleep health awareness and maintaining that at a longer term level. The trial is continuing, but in the interim, resources are available developed by the Tasmanian Government of Population Health Department, and here is the link to those resources. The resources are still in their final stages of being finished, but this link will take you directly to those resources. These resources are free, will be free. They'll be available for anybody who's interested in increasing this whole of school approach in their community or school. It will allow you to take advantage of the work done in this area by the Tasmanian Government to be able to use these resources and increase the whole of school approach in your area. Finally today, I'm going to discuss with you some information that was given to us at this conference from the South Australian Department of Health and Ageing, a department of the government who invested enormously in sleep education, given that they funded one of these large trials of sleep education in schools. Now, the South Australian Department of Health and Ageing informed us at the conference about how we can move sleep not just into the whole of school approach and community approach, but much larger, how we can get that conversation at a policy level. We know that sleep is a part of a much broader picture. At the policy level, governments and policymakers need to be able to understand how health messages are related to other areas of wellbeing, children's development, family function, and many other areas, and how this relates to educational outcomes, social services, and a myriad of other areas under government jurisdiction. This is a diagram given to us at the conference by the department to show us what public health policy for our government is in the 21st century. And we see that the wider determinants of health on the left-hand column here include areas that are affected by and indeed have an impact on health. So when we're talking at a policy level and when we're making policy decisions, these conversations need to be had, and they are not standalone. And I think we can learn from that information that as a sleep educator and as a researcher, we need to not think anymore in our silos. We need to start thinking outside that square. Now, this very complicated little slide is an example of how we can see the interrelationship between different levels of areas and domains that interest policymakers. For example, this social connectedness case study shows the highly complex interrelationships between factors that impact that factor, a key area of importance for government bodies in South Australia currently. So what is the connection to sleep education, you might well ask, in this model? Well, this is an example of how we can look at sleep education in a broader context. This model was used to study 9 areas of health determinants in the South Australian government. This final systems map is yet incomplete because it doesn't have sleep in there, but includes all 9 case studies that the South Australian government undertook as an emerging picture of the linkages and interdependencies of where one factor under the jurisdiction of a government can affect other factors. There are only 9 public health messages here, but they're all interconnected in one way. And logically, if one can be changed, then there would be an impact on the other areas. So sleep health, according to the Department of Health and Ageing in South Australia, has a place in that emerging picture of the determinants of health and future well-being of our community. As suggested at the beginning of the conference, therefore, sleep health connects to certainly the health messages in this case study, but also, according to the discussion with the Department of Health and Ageing in South Australia, potentially to other areas here, such as road safety, recreation, education, early childhood, and many more. This is where our sleep education in schools, in the classroom, can move into a level that the community can take this seriously. Increasing opportunities for healthy living, healthy eating, and being active, which are currently the main focus of our health education in young people, needs to include sleep education because it can certainly be part of this broader wellbeing agenda. Healthy sleep practices as a community responsibility, not just at the individual or parental level. Conversations need to happen at that level. So I really hope that you've enjoyed and got something out of the information we've shared with you today. We've certainly enjoyed our journey. I think it's very exciting that sleep education is coming of age and that we have this much data, and I encourage you to share that with us, and thank you for your time.